Good morning, students. I am Dr. Paramjit Singh. Today we are going to start with the uniform circular motion and simple harmonic motion. In the last lecture, we have studied the simple harmonic motion in details. We discussed about the difference between the periodic motion and oscillatory motion. Then we defined the simple harmonic motion, and thereby we derived the equation for simple harmonic motion. Let us revise simple things here. The equation of motion for the simple harmonic motion was given as like this, where omega square was equal to k by m, or omega, which is called angular frequency, was equal to k by m. Here k is the stiffness constant of the spring, x is the displacement from the mean position. If unstressed spring has position this, then stressed spring will move a displacement x from this mean position. Here m is the mass attached to the spring. So this was the value for the angular frequency. So we found the solution like this: a cos of omega t plus theta dot and a sine omega t plus theta naught. All these solutions belong to this differential equation because this solution and this solution completely satisfy the differential equation. So the solution of this differential equation satisfy the sinusoidal wave function, and we plotted the graph of the sine and cos wave in the previous lecture. Now, in addition to these terms, an important term was found out to be time period of the simple harmonic motion, which is equal to capital T is equal to 2 pi under root m upon k. In simple words, we can write it like this: 2 pi under root inertia factor, and in the denominator we have spring factor. So the time period depends upon these two factors. 2 pi is a constant. Inertia factor means the mass of the mass attached to the spring. If mass increases, obviously the time period will increase. The k is the spring factor. Now the k depends upon different factors: the type of the spring, the elasticity of the spring. In addition to these factors, there are some other factors upon which the time period depends, such as the friction, air drag, or gravity. But while driving these equations, all those factors are considered to be negligibly small. So these all things were discussed in the previous lecture. Now we'll come to the topic of the today's discussion: uniform circular motion. Sometimes the question is asked here that show that the simple harmonic motion may be regarded as the projection of uniform circular motion. So in order to understand this phenomena or this concept, we have drawn the circle here. In this case, the O is the center of the circle. X dash x is the x-axis and y dash is the y-axis. Let us discuss that the particle is moving uniformly on the circle, on the circumference of the circle, whose radius is a constant term called capital A. Now, we can suppose that the particle starts from the very initial position, from x position. Now it starts from the x position and starts moving towards the y-axis, then from y to x dash to y dash, and y dash to x. Again, after completing the one circle, its one revolution is completed in one time period. We can consider, if we draw a normal n on OX, then this ON is called the projection of point P on the circle. You can see here that while the particle is moving on the circumference of the circle, the projection moves on the diameter x dash like this. We can start from the point x. If the particle starts moving from point x towards this direction, the point N will start moving from X position to the point O, and slowly, steadily, it will move towards this direction. When the particle reaches the point B, the N point will reach at point O. Now the particle further moves towards the point X dash, and the point N moves to this direction. When the particle reaches this extreme position, the particle N moves here. Again, when the particle moves from X dash to Y dash, the point N reverses its direction of motion. And for the one complete circle, you can see that the particles make a complete trajectory from this point to this point and reverse to this point. While the particle moving on the circle, the projection moves on the diameter like this. So basically, the point here to understand is that this ON represents the displacement of the simple harmonic motion. We can see that if this point is theta, you can consider it as omega t. This is the A, the amplitude of the motion. We can write it like this, that x is equal to A cos omega t, or x is equal to A cos theta. This is the value for displacement of the simple harmonic motion of the particle here on the circle. And this equation is similar to the simple harmonic motion, so thereby this uniform circular motion represents the simple harmonic motion. Now we shall consider the case and derive the equation, derive the displacement from this circle. So let us discuss here. In this circle, let us discuss the at any instant t is equal to 0, the particle is at point A. So this can be considered as the initial phase of the particle phi or phi naught. Any notation can be given. Let at time t is equal to t, the particle reaches the position P. So in this case, the argument comes out to be omega t. So at the instant of time t, the position of the particle P, the position vector is OP, and its argument is omega t. Let us discuss that this point P makes a projection perpendicular N on the diameter x dash O x. This is angle phi, this is angle omega t. So according to the trigonometry in triangle, we can say that PON, this point OP is radius, which is capital A. So the point ON upon point OP is equal to base upon hypotenuse is equal to cos of the angle. Now in this case, the angle is, this angle is omega t. This angle is omega t and this angle is phi naught. So the total angle comes out to be cos of omega t plus phi naught. Or we can write like this, ON is equal to OP cos of omega t plus phi naught. Since this projection represents the displacement of the particle, we can write the ON as x. So x is equal to OP is the amplitude A. Since the particle is bound in the circular motion, its radius is fixed. So the extreme position is called the amplitude, so that's why it is capital A here, cos of omega t plus phi naught. So you can see here that from the uniform circular motion, we have derived the value of displacement for the simple harmonic motion. Similarly, we can derive the equation in sinusoidal form, in the sine function form. If I write this point as M, so clearly in this triangle, OM is equal to PN, OM is equal to PN, and the Pn upon OP is equal to sine of angle, sine of omega t plus phi here, or Pn, which is equal to OM, is equal to OP sine of omega t plus phi, or OM is equal to, we can say it as y, because the displacement is along y dash axis here. So it is y is equal to A sine omega t plus phi, equation number 2. So the motion of the particle, if we consider along the x dash, the projection, then the displacement is given by equation number 1. If we take the projection along y dash, then the displacement is given by equation number 2. So this is all about the uniform circular motion and simple harmonic motion. Now we shall discuss the next point. We can represent the graphical relation between this circular motion and the sine function like this. Let us discuss here. So we can draw the same circle here like this. Let us divide this circle into 8 equal parts. We know that if the particle starts from this position and by completing the whole journey, when it returns to this position, it takes the one complete revolution in the one time period. So if I divide this whole section into 8 equal parts, and if the particle starts from this position P0, then every section will be represented by 1/8th time of the time period. So let us discuss the point at P1, P0, P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, P6, P7 and P8. So we have divided these sections in 8 equal parts. Every section gives the time period of 1/8, 2t/8, 3t/8, 4t/8 means up to here the circle is half, so 4t/8 means we have t/2. So here we have 5t/8, 6t/8, 7t/8, and 8t/8 means t here. So t is completed here. We have to draw the parallel lines . So we know that the motion along the y prime axis was given by the equation of displacement is A sine omega t plus phi. So we have divided this axis into on these different portions. If the particle starts from the point here, reaches point here, and at the extreme position here, so the graph will be plotted like this. Now we are going from this position to this position. This means to say the projection, the projection or the displacement is increasing from 0 to maximum value here. So at this position the displacement is maximum, which is given by the amplitude, and when the particle moves further to this position, this projection moves downwards, reverses its direction, and the displacement again starts decreasing. So it reaches the extreme position, then it moves to this position here. So when the particle moves further, the displacement again starts decreasing. At this point the displacement reaches the maximum point again here. Okay, so as the particle moves further, the displacement starts decreasing. So this is the complete cycle, which is clearly given by the sinusoidal wave. We can discuss again. The particle starts from here and moves towards this position, and the projection, when the particle is at here, the projection is at here at the 0 position. The projection starts increasing, and as the particle moves from this position to this position, at this position the projection is maximum. This means to say the displacement here is maximum. This is the A point. Again, when the particle moves here, the projection goes on decreasing. At this point the displacement is 0. This is the point of 0 displacement. The motion of the particle from this point is represented from this point to this point. At this point, it means to say this point, the projection is again 0. Now the particle again moves from this position to this position. At here, when the particle is at here, projection is again maximum, so the projection is again maximum here. This motion is represented by the displacement here. This position is again towards negative A direction. So from here to here, the motion is represented by this displacement. So it gives the complete sinusoidal wave. As the particle takes the second circle here, again this curve will be plotted like this. So one complete cycle will repeat itself for a number of times. Similarly, we can draw the projection along x dash O s axis towards this way. Let me divide this portion into this portion here. Every point represents the section of the time period here. So now the particle starts from this position. At this position along x dash OX, the projection value is maximum. It means to say the value of displacement will be maximum. So we will be at point here. When the particle reaches this point, the displacement goes on decreasing like this. When the particle reaches extreme position, the displacement here is projection decreases up to 0 point like this. So this is the graphical representation of the uniform circular motion in terms of simple harmonic motion. Sometimes a very important question is asked here, that the question is, show that linear combination of sine and cosine functions represents the simple harmonic motion. I mean to say, if a function is given like this, a sine omega t plus b cos omega t, so we have to find out whether this function represents the simple harmonic motion or not. So what we have to do, we know that the differential equation for simple harmonic motion is given by this equation. If this displacement value satisfies the equation, so we can say that this equation represents the displacement for simple harmonic motion. So for that, let us take the derivative with respect to time t here. So in this case, we have a omega cos omega t minus, the derivative of cos is minus sine, minus b omega sine omega t. Again we can take the derivative, d square x upon dt square is equal to minus a omega square sine omega t minus b omega square cos omega t. We can take out the common terms, minus omega square a sine omega t plus b cos omega t. So the function in this bracket terms is equal to the value x here. So we can write it like this, d square x upon dt square is equal to minus omega square into x. Or we can write it like this, d square x upon dt square is plus omega square x is equal to 0. So this displacement value is completely satisfied by the differential equation of simple harmonic motion. So we can say in conclusion that this displacement represents the simple harmonic motion. Similar kind of numericals can be asked in the final exams. So this is all about the circular motion and the graphical representation. Thank you. See you again.